everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are going to see if we can make this hexagon blanket straight on the edges. So in a previous video we made the actual blanket and the hexagons, and in the last video we made the half hexagons. So these can be added like I am doing here to the side to make it straight. But of course then we have the other side, and as you can see we have a different edge on that other side. So I tried to put the half hexagons there as well, but it didn't look so nice. So that one works, but then this one on the side, that would be like a tip that's not really so what am I going to do? I am going to first of all add 3 whole hexagons, like so, and then of course you can then add the 2 half hexagons, and this will make sure that the blanket is slightly bigger and has a nice edge on that side as well. So let me show you how I went about to do that, because of course I had already finished the blanket and there was a border there as well. So join me for some deconstruction and then the construction again. Okay, so let's start with the easy side. So this is the side where I ended in the 3 tiles, and so all I have to do is add the 2 half hexagons there, which is of course fine had I not done the border already. So I am going to undo the border. So basically I need to undo border here and here. So I'm going to start right there, about here, and undo this whole bit up to here. So yes, Layla? Yeah, what's the matter? Are you asking me to think twice about what I'm doing? I know. Okay, let's go for it. So cut and just see where it takes us. There we go. Okay, so now here I just have to make sure that I have an end that I can attach to or sew in. So that will take me a little while to undo this, because of course a stitch can be undone easily this way but not the other direction. And of course here I took extra good care to sew in the end of this bit into the border, didn't I? So yeah, there we go, that continues there. So I have added the half hexagon to this location here. It's looking good. If you want to know how to do the seam better, I have to refer you to the previous videos, because of course I did a whole video on how to assemble, you know, making the hexagons, the full hexagons, and how to assemble. So I would then suggest, if you are assembling the first go, you know, not like me repairing and adding to it, I would just add this half hexagon to the end of my strip. So lay it all out and assemble it the way I did, but add of course the half hexagons. So I still have to do this one, so let me show you how to do that. So it's the same thing as I did in that previous video. Really, you know, you do your single crochets on the inner loops. So you start with single crochet into the chain space, and I'm doing 2 here just for good measure, and then you find the corresponding V's and you try and tally them up, and find the inner loops and do your single crochet. Now when you get to the corner, you're going to be using the corner chain space on this side once and the one on the other side twice if there's just the one there. And then you go over to this one and then you use the same one on the opposite tile. There we go, and you have created your corner. And then of course you just continue picking up your inner loops. Goodness, look at that, how straight. And just like that, I now have a straight edge on this side of my blanket. So here I have a workable end. So this one, if I continue crocheting from here, this would work. So I'm just going to tie my yarn onto here, just a normal knot. There we go, pull it closed, there we are, and I'm just going to crochet and I'll sew these ones in, and that way I have sorted this border. So obviously I am now just going to continue the border along this side of the blanket. So here we are, I've got these ends hanging out now, that's good. I'll sew them in a moment. I've sewn in all these other ends and all those short ends that I found at the end there. So that was no problem. They are all gone as well. Look at that. So I'm just going to do double crochets up to here. Of course, when I get here, I am going to be very careful about how many double crochets I am going to put there and where I am going to put them. But that, of course, is, you know, not too much of an inconvenience. Of course, once I have done this side, I am going to have to do the other side. And of course, there is a bit more work because, yes, I have to get rid of that boo-boo and I have to add 3 more tiles as well as 2 hexagons. So I will see you over there. Layla is doing some renovation in her scratch tower. Don't ask. She said it was time to do some renovations. So here I managed to undo a few more stitches sort of from the wrong side, and then it closed up on me. So that's good because now I can pretend that this is actually where I started. I've got a little bit of an end to sew in, so that's always good news. And now I am just going to do my stitches up to there and then do a slip stitch like normal. So there we go. So this has closed up into the first V. I'm going to go to do a slip stitch. There we go. And you're not going to see that I did anything there. So there we are. Look at that. So just sewing in those ends and look, a nice straight border. Okay, so let me show you the other side. So on this side, I am going to have to remove the border from about here because I have to add a tile here, a tile here, and then a tile here, and I'm going to remove until there, right? But of course I did a little boo-boo here. I fell asleep and I thought I'd finished doing the adhering together, but I hadn't. But I've just put border there and then I sewn it together. So I don't think I'm going to be able to undo this because I have sewn into it like this. So, you know, I can see maybe a strand to pull and to try and, yeah, look. But I think I've done too many loops to be able to, you know, yeah. I can feel it wants to pull together. I could possibly, I don't know whether I should pull this now or not, or cut it, or can I see it? There's no point in doing this, is there? I am just going to cut it. I'm sure as long as I'm just cutting it into the mocha, it should be fine. Okay. Cut. Oh, I love cutting into crochet. So this comes undone. So that's okay. I can, you see, that's fine. Yeah, because of course, where am I? There. So where did I say I had to? You've got to put, yeah, good idea would be to actually use stitch markers from where to where you need to. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I can see it here. So up to here, I have to undo, because there's no point in, you know, trying to guess each time. So there we go. So that's there. And then 1, 2, yes, of course, and then the third. So up to here, I have to undo. So let me get a second stitch marker out, and that will, you know, take away the guessing. There's no point in trying to guess each time you're moving the blanket about. You can't keep up with, you know, what it looks like. So there we go. Once again, I'm going to have the same problem here, I think, where I have adhered into the border. So I'll be, so there we go. So that's enough. There we are, like so. So I'm just going to make this loop bigger, and actually I can keep all this. So let me just cut this off there. Voila. So that's ready to start using when I'm ready for the border. Here, yeah, there we go. Voila. And then here I am also having to undo this. And of course, undoing backwards is difficult. So I'm just going to cut about here. Let's just cut into that chain space. And you have to be careful, because if they close up on you, that's more difficult to undo. But then over there on the other side, it was in the correct position. It could be here as well, but I am in the middle of that corner. So I'd rather be sort of here. I should have cut further away, but never mind. Okay, so there we go. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So I'll be able to adhere to that. And now here, I'm just going to undo this part here. Yeah, and that should pull now. Okay. So that brings us back to this position here. Oh my goodness, I was trying to avoid it. Well, there's no avoiding, is there? I have got to do it. But yeah, just trying to, you know, now I've got everything else sorted. Now I can sort this. So let's cut off the yarn. That will make it a little bit easier. And I'm just going to cut into it. So something here is ending and has been sewn in, but I don't know in which direction, of course. Oh well. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. I'm just cutting into the mocha next to the other column, making sure, of course, I don't touch the tomato. Okay, so we've got this. And then it's just unpicking, really. There's no other way. Okay, so I've got this. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm going to just sew that in. And I've managed to undo all this, and I've got this to work with. So I can now continue doing my attaching past to where I fell asleep. And I've got an end here to work with, which I will just attach to another piece that I've undone, make a knot with a long end so I can sew that in, and I'm just going to continue doing my single crochet seam here. Okay. So that will have repaired that little boo-boo there. Okay, so I am ready for adhering my 3 big tiles. So I'm going to get started by adhering 2 sides for this first tile. Then here in the middle, the 3 sides of this second tile, and then another 2 sides for the third tile. Okay, so I have added my 3 tiles, and now I am ready to add the half tiles. Which ones shall I put them like that? Right, because that otherwise it's too blue here. So yeah, same thing again. I'm just going to go round the 3 sides of these hexagons. Okay, so I have put on not only my 3 whole tiles, but also my 2 half hexagons. And look at that, I now have a nice straight edge. So now all that remains is to continue the border again. I left this here so I can take that up. I have added some mocha from what I undid, but I might just have to add some more from another ball. So there we go. I am going to continue doing this, and then I will show you what it looks like back in the park. I hope you enjoyed watching me turn my jagged edged blanket into the straight edges, and thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.